Everyone, welcome to UTV Guna and our show, The Roaring Gunners from the City of Joy with Sauradeep from the Arsenal Bengal official supporters group. Hi, bro, long time. How are you?
I'm great, man. Long time. Yeah, surely it's been a real long time for us, since we did the last show. So yeah, I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm good, thank you. Just looking forward now to the Premier League season starting again. Feels like so
Yeah,
long. I know it's only a month, but it feels like it's been a lot longer. We've been watching the World Cup. Before we start talking about Arsenal, let's start with the World Cup. Just wanted to get your overall thoughts on it.
yeah,
That final, what a final it was. Argentina winning on penalties.
yeah. It was. I think it was the greatest final ever. I think it was one of the greatest football matches. But in terms of World Cup finals, I think it really at the genesis of all the matches that's been played throughout the years in the final. Like super match, but hard luck, for France. Kylian Mbappe, especially, what a player, man. Everybody is going to talk about Messi. He's a legend of the game. He's outstanding. He has got the World Cup now as well. But Kylian Mbappe, I think he's a tragic hero. I do believe the way he played, the way he scored three goals, and under that kind of pressure, I really feel for him. I do really feel for him. But congratulations to Argentina, deserved winners because they played really well this World Cup. I think you could see that the team playing as a unit for Lionel Messi or whatever the reason it is, whether it was like it was his last World Cup, maybe the team got motivated or something. It's supposed to happen, but as a team, as a unit, they play extremely well, and really deserve champions.
Yeah, they really did well. They come back so well after that first game where they lost against
Yeah,
Saudi Arabia, and they just kept getting better and better, and in the end deserved to win the World Cup. So I wanted to ask you your thoughts on Saka, who I thought had a brilliant World Cup. He was outstanding in that France game. Yeah, we know how good Mbappe is, as you mentioned there, but in that France game, for me, Saka was the best player on the pitch, and he had a really good World Cup.
absolutely. Bukayo Saka was the best English player in this World Cup. The way he played, the way he scored goals, the way his direct movements, everything was there. Bukayo Saka was a complete liver throughout the campaign, and it's hard luck for him, because again, you could see and Harry Kane missing the penalty from that crucial position. I think if he could have scored that goal, I think things could have been different. Maybe it should have been different because England were in the ascendancy at that time. So hard luck for England. Bukayo Saka, what a player! He is going to be a star soon. Maybe in the next World Cup, we'll be talking a lot about Bukayo Saka, and hopefully he still does it as an Arsenal player at that time as well. But outstanding player. And another thing, baffling thing that the reaction that, you know, it's been said, but it's again, I want to say that the reaction that Bukayo Saka, Marcus Rashford, and Jadon Sancho got when they missed the penalties, you don't see any kind of reaction from Harry Kane. And this is supposed to be the normal. You can't just abuse a player because he missed the penalty. But I think you have to. I think people have learned from their mistakes, which is a good thing. That they didn't, abstain to, using foul language to a player or speaking stupid words on social media and all these things. I think if people have learned. I hope they support all these black players as well, even if future any situation like that arises. But
Yeah,
Saka, did you see his goal against? I think you must have seen the goal he scored against Iran.
yeah,
My goodness,
sure.
what a finish that was! What a finish that was! So I think he is by far the best English player in this World Cup. By far the best.
Yeah, he's an outstanding player. We have such a great player. We really got to secure him to that long-term contract. Hopefully, we will. So, before we talk about what we've got coming up the rest of the season, just wanting to start with talking to you about your thoughts on our season so far. It's been such a good start for us. 5 points clear. Unbelievable to be in this position. Really got to give credit to the team and players. We were speaking before on our shows before the World Cup of how well we're doing. We're saying it's still early days, but it's a really good sample size now to be this far into the season, not just top of the league, but 5 points clear. So, first thing I wanted to ask you is, what is for you your favorite and most important win we've had so far?
Every win is important to me, but the most satisfying win, if you tell me that it has to be the Liverpool victory, because years after years, in the last 5 or 6 years, I think we have been consecutively losing all the games at home. I think we won the game in the COVID season, in the 2020 season, but at that time Liverpool already had won the league, so it was a dead rubber at max. And but this win, I think Liverpool victory was very satisfying. Chelsea win away as well, very satisfying because we beat Spurs at home anyway. So these two victories, I think, the standout victories because it's a statement that yeah, we are there. It's not just a fluke that we are really evolving, we're really developing. But the way as you said, it's very early days, but the early showings are very good, very promising. So hope we can continue it up after this break because it happens that team lose momentum after a lengthy gap, and that the gap that we have had due to the World Cup, it can have bad effect, but I really hope it doesn't, you know, cost us.
Yeah, hopefully we can get back to exactly where we left off before this international break, starting against West Ham. One of the things I wanted to ask you as well, though, is about one of our main rivals. So it's really nice to say they are our main rival. Like looking at the title race now, Man City, they did look quite shaky before the international break. Their last three games before that, I thought they were very lucky to beat Leicester 1-0, extremely lucky to beat Fulham, that really late penalty. And then in their last game before the international break, they lost 2-1 against Brentford, who played so well against them and deservedly beat them. So, what are your thoughts on Man City and how they're looking?
So Man City is a superb squad. You just can't really judge them by the three games or something like that. But yeah, they have had some shaky periods in this season so far because we could see that yeah, despite the form that Erling Haaland has been, they are still 5 points behind us. So that depicts the way we have played, and that also reflects the way that things may not have gone completely rosy for Man City so far. But they're a great team. They have a good coach. I think Julian Alvarez. You could see what he did for Argentina. So I think he will be, also pumped up and he will be ready to step up in the city setup whenever he gets a chance. So they're a great side. There is no doubt in that. But yeah, I think we are up for the battle. That's what I can say.
Okay, and for that first part of the season, who would you say has been our outstanding player? Can be more than one. Who would you like to shout out and say you've had a great season so far? We've had so many great performances, I know, so you could probably give me a long list. But who to you think
Yeah.
stood out the most?
I think, there are many top performances for us in this season. Many players you can, if I just continue, I'll just say to 10, 12 names because everybody have done well. But if I have to pick, a name, I think the best player for me this season so far has been William Saliba. The way he has adapted to the Premier League, the composure that he has shown, the easiness of his play at this tender age in the Premier League is an outstanding. It's a treat to the eye, and the way he has, imposed himself into this league, to the new surroundings, a top club, huge pressure. It's commendable, and that's what I think he has done extremely well. It's disappointing that he didn't get any opportunities, not that much opportunities. I think he just played once in the Tunisia match, but apart from that, he didn't play. I think he could have been given a bit more time in the pitch in the World Cup, I think, because I think he's better than Konate. They should have, I think, gone with Saliba instead of Konate. But yeah, it is as it is. He's gonna have his time. I think his time will come definitely in the next 4 years. He should be there in the French squad yet again. And another performance that I want to say the most impactful performance for us this season so far has been the Granit Xhaka because Granit been what a turnaround he has made, man. Completely new role, the way he has played, the way he has, you know, he's relishing his new role as well, more offensive role, the way he's been contributing in goals and assists as well, creating stuff, with creativity and all these things, the way Xhaka has played, I think he has been the most impactful player for us because you could see that if he's he's given a bit more advanced role, how he can be effective, how things can completely change. And in terms of his personal relation as well, I think person off the field stuff, the way he has, kind of made things right with the fans, even the fans reciprocating with him, with those chants as well. These are great times, and I really think Granit Xhaka Saka's impact has been the biggest one for us so far this season.
Yeah, it's been outstanding. Really improved a lot this season. Let's hope he continues with this. And yeah, as we were saying, so many stand-up performances. Looking forward to seeing our boys back in action against West Ham next. Before we talk about that game, though, let's talk about the injury situations. As we know, during the World Cup, unfortunately, Gabriel Jesus picked up an injury which required surgery, and we're saying it's looking like around 3 months out for him. There's been a lot of talk of us looking to go into the transfer market to try and get a striker. What's your thoughts on the situation?
And it's a huge, huge miss. It's going to be a huge miss because Gabriel Jesus has been instrumental for us. The way he has played, even if he didn't score that much in the latter stages, but his overall play, his work rate, his enthusiasm, the way he kind of his, his body language in the game has been quite uplifting for the whole squad because he has, he has kind of been the driving factor for us, driving force for us, not factor for us in the first half of the season. And he's going to be a huge miss, man. He's going to be a huge miss. I think that is something that we have to sort out because Eddie and Ketia, let's make, I'm very honest, you know, admission because I love Nketiah, I love Eddie, but he's not Gabriel Jesus. He's not going to give you that work rate. He's not going to be that person for you, that charismatic person in the field who can, change things around at any time. He's not that guy. So if you have to win the league, if you're really dreaming of that, I think we need a player. I think we need a top signing in January because apart from that, I think it's going to crumble because Jesus missing for at least another 1.5 or 2 months, that can be the pivotal thing for us. That can be a huge, huge, that can be the moment where we may lose the title because 5 points, man, let's be clear, 5 points, clear, clear at the top, 14 games done. We have to, I know it's still very early days, but there should be optimism around the squad, around the club as well, because we are already optimistic. We're not taking it slowly, we're taking it calm, it's fine. But down under, we are also, yeah, this may be the season. We are also thinking, but if Gabriel Jesus is not there, and if Eddie and Katie has to lead the line for the next couple of months, or 2 or 3 months, whatever, however, whenever Gabriel Jesus is gonna come, I don't know. But till then, if Eddie and Katie is leading our line, I don't think that we will be doing that good. I'll be very happy if I'm proven wrong, but I don't. We need a signing for sure.
Okay, we've been linked with a few players. As we know, January is a very difficult transfer market to go in and pick up players. But from the news that reports that you're seeing, where would you look if we do go and buy the striker? Who would you want us to go get?
I think the players we have been getting linked is Mikhailo Mudryk because Mikhailo Mudryk has been outstanding. If you saw him in the Champions League, he looked alive, or he looked a real prospect, man. But I will probably go for Joao Felix because he suits our style, the way he plays. He he can be a real fit for us in our system, in our vision, the vision of our play. I want Joao Felix to be honest, but I don't know whether we'll be able to get it because Mudrik and Joao Felix, both of them will be a dream window. But even if one player comes, I'm gonna go with Joao Felix instead of Mikhail Mudrik.
Okay, then. So looking now ahead to that West Ham game, we know it's going to be a difficult one. West Ham have been doing well in recent seasons. We're investing a lot in their team. London derby. It's the first came back. This has never happened before. We'll have this bigger break in the season, so it's all new how it's going to go down. We're hoping that all our players that are playing at the World Cup, we know apart from Gabriel Jesus, will be available. I don't know about Saliba because he's just literally played the final a couple of days ago. We didn't play in the final, but he was part of the squad and there. So I'm not sure if he's going to be available for our game against West Ham. Yeah, so hopefully we can field a very strong team. The players like Martinelli and Saka will be available again. They are back in training, so they should be available. What's your thoughts on that West Ham game?
It's going to be a tough one because it's very difficult for the players as well. Because when you are that form, when you're in that kind of form, the momentum is there. You're just feeling that yeah, we're gonna do it. We just continue. You then just want the games to keep on coming. But it's been a huge gap now, a month gap, more than a month, 1.5 month gap, and it's going to be a bit challenging, that's for sure, and especially with the issues that we are having with Jesus and with some players may not be fit for the game against West Ham as well, and may not be returning to the squad before the West Ham game. So that can be an issue, but I think we do have enough quality in the team to beat West Ham because I think Xhaka, Partey, White, Martinelli. I don't know. Martinelli may will be back as well. Then Saka, I think they're going to be back as well. So apart from we will be missing maybe Jesus and maybe William Saliba. Maybe I'm not sure, but maybe William Saliba won't be available for that particular game. But I really do believe that we do have the squad to beat them. But again, it's a new process again, isn't it? You have to start it again the very from zero because all these players they were training together for all these months. Suddenly for 1 month, it's like it's more like a pre-season time. Although all the players that will be coming back, the likes of Saka, the likes of Xhaka, all these players, all those Partey and Xhaka played. Xhaka, Partey, White, both three of them played, I think, in the Juventus game. But we will be missing, yeah, surely. We may have some jitter in the squad. Maybe the passing and the quality of play won't be that elite level. But I think we're gonna beat them. I think we're gonna get 3 points against West Ham.
Okay, your quick score prediction?
I'm gonna go with Arsenal 3, West Ham nil, 3-0.
Well, that'd be great. And it's a really good chance for us to put the pressure on City by going 8 points ahead of them. As we played before them, they're not playing till a couple of days later. So that'd be a great opportunity there for us. 8 points clear. That would be really nice. Let's talk about the title race now overall then. So we spoke through the season. We said, it's early days. We've got to take it game by game. Same situation applies. It is, as you were saying, 14 games. We're not halfway through the season yet. But we are in such a great position, 5 points ahead now. What's your thoughts on the title race? Where do you think we can finish this season?
I think as I say that down mind there is always a thinking that yeah may will be our season if we keep on continuing like this, but it's too early to say at this very moment because we're 5 points clear, lot of games to go, and due to this World Cup I think it's going to be a new start all over yet again from Boxing Day because you will see teams may well who may not were doing that well in the first half, they may well be doing well, and then you may see some slip-ups from the teams that were doing well before the World Cup break. So these things will be happening. These things are supposed to happen. But I'm pretty confident that we're gonna do well. I won't say we're gonna be champions, but I think top four is a certainty for me. I think top four we're gonna get top four. But our title challenges that will be a real boost. We'll get a real boost in our title challenge if we sign a player. If we sign a couple of players, then superb, but we have to sign a striker. That is the biggest, you know, that should be the biggest aim for us in this transfer window to get a decent striker in.
Okay, so give me your prediction for the top four.
That's tough, man. I'm gonna go with Arsenal champions, City second, Tottenham third, and Chelsea gonna get fourth. Chelsea gonna get fourth.
Okay, that'd be amazing if we can win the league. Let's hope so. Can just take it game by game for now. We know we're up against City, who are such a good team. They've shown how consistent we can be. They're able to go on long runs of winning like 10 games in a row. But we're there, we're 5 points ahead. We deserve to be in the lead. We just can keep going, taking it game by game. So just wanted to ask you, before we do the predictions for some of the other games that are coming up next week, I wanted to ask you your thoughts a little bit about the Man United and Cristiano Ronaldo situation. So we know before the international break, there was a messy situation there. He went on and made an interview with Piers Morgan. And after that, they cancelled his contract. He's no longer plays for them. Just wanted to ask you your thoughts on that whole situation.
And that is complete joke, to be honest. United, I think it just shows, they're one of the legends now telling on while staying at the club that the club hasn't moved forward at all, and he's openly dissing a manager. club manager under whom he's playing. He was still a Man United player at the time. So it kind of tells you where United are at this very moment. Yeah, they're a big club. No mistake in that. They're a top club, but their legacy, you can see it's crumbling. I won't say crumbling, but this kind of things, kind of, creates the question in your mind that what is going on with this club. But I can't complain, man. I'm really enjoying it. I really enjoyed the Cristiano Ronaldo interview, to be honest. I thought it was a very honest interview. Whatever he said, I think he didn't mean any malice towards the club. I think he said it from his heart. But maybe talking about your manager like that, that I don't respect my manager, was a bit it crossed the line, to be honest, very much. And I think United did the right thing, to be honest, because there is no coming back to that after that. After saying that, openly criticizing that I don't respect my manager, I think there's no coming back for a player into a club after that. The decision has been taken. Cristiano Ronaldo is gone. I can say it's been uh, complete mockery of whatever the values they have put in. I don't know. He has made a complete mockery of that, but he's gone. I think it's a done subject now. But I think United are going to miss him because Cristiano Ronaldo, I know he was not offering that much, but still he's Cristiano Ronaldo. I think United, maybe not on field, but off field, they're going to suffer as well because merchandise, all these deals, there are a lot of aspects of a player of Cristiano Ronaldo's caliber, of his volume. It's not just his on-field performances. There are certain off-field things that kind of, make a huge impact along with names, along with Cristiano Ronaldo's. So I think it's going to be. I really enjoyed it, to be honest, the way it happened. But it's unfortunate for United and their fans. But yeah, it's done. It's done now. So we can move on.
Okay, yeah. So to finish with now, let's go through as we normally do some quick score predictions from you for some of the big games coming up next week. So starting with Brentford and Tottenham.
Brentford 2, Tottenham nil.
That would be great. And Leicester City versus Newcastle.
I think Leicester gonna. I think a draw. Leicester 1, Newcastle 1.
Okay, Aston Villa against Liverpool.
Villa 1, Liverpool 3.
Okay, Chelsea versus Bournemouth.
Chelsea 2-0. 2-0 win for Chelsea.
Okay, and Manchester United versus Nottingham Forest.
Come on, Forest. United nil, Forest 1.
Okay, and to finish with Leeds United against Manchester City.
Hmm. Can be a tricky one, but I think Leeds 1, City 2.
Okay, so it was great to catch up with you, bro. Looking forward to
Yeah, man.
discussing
Same
the
here.
rest of this season. It's going to be great.
Sure.
We know that the Premier League is such a difficult league, but we're in such a good position. It's going to be fun seeing how we progress. We've got to remember we're still a very young team. It's the first time we've been in this position for a lot of the players who are top of the league. So keep positive. Hopefully, keep getting them wins. Let's hope we were in such a good run before the international break. Let's hope we can pick it up again, go on another really good long run. We've got some big game coming up, we know, in January and February. They announced the Man City rescheduled game is going to be 15th of February. So, yes, a vital time coming up. We always know what it's like in this Christmas, New Year period. There's a lot of games. The FA Cup will be starting soon as well. Then we get into February, the Europa League will be starting again as well. So, it's going to be really fun watching it all. And as always, enjoy speaking to you.
Absolutely, man. My pleasure.
So that's all from us. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share.